We've been talking about Elisha and various things that he did in his lifetime. One time, he was living with a bunch of other prophets, and they came to him and said, you know what, our house is too small. Can we move down by the Jordan and build a new house? And will you come with us? And Elisha said, sure, let's go. So they went down and they were chopping down trees to build their new house with. And when one of them went to chop, the head flew off his axe and landed in the river. And he said, Elisha, that was borrowed. And Elisha said, well, where did it fall? And he said, well, it fell over there. And so Elisha said, okay, I'll take care of it. He went and he cut a stick off of a tree and he threw it in the river. And the axe head rose up and swam to the stick. And Elisha said, pick it up. And the guy picked it up. That may be the strangest story in the Bible. Swimming axe heads. A little bit later, the king of the neighboring country decided he was going to conquer Israel. So, secretly in his palace, he made the plans with his generals. We're going to go to this pass over here, and we're going to ambush Israel. Well, shortly after they decided that, Elisha went to the king of Israel and he said, by the way, don't go to that pass over there because your enemy's waiting for you. Yeah. And then nothing happened because nobody came by to ambush. So the king said, okay, let's go attack him over here. And Elisha went to the king of Israel and said, don't go over there. That's not safe. Don't go there. After this happened several times, the king of the enemy said, okay, who's the traitor? Who is going and telling Israel all of our plans so they keep avoiding being attacked? One of his generals, and I think it's Naaman from last week's story, he said, you know what, king? We don't have any traitors. God is telling Elisha all your plans, so Elisha is warning the king. The king of the enemy, and I'm not remembering which country, I read it this morning. I'm not remembering the country. But he said, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to get Elisha. So he searched around and he figured out where Elisha was living. And he sent his army to the outside of the city. So when they woke up in the morning, the enemy is surrounding the city. Elisha's servant started to panic. So what are we going to do? Elisha said, God, open his eyes so he can see the truth. And that servant saw that behind the enemy army, there were chariots of fire. There was an entire angelic army behind the enemy army, just waiting for whatever it was God told them to do. So Elisha said, God, while you're at opening my servant's eyes, close the army's eyes, make them blind. And they instantly all went blind. So Elisha went out to them and he said, oh, you know what? No, you're at the wrong city. I'll take you to the city you need to be at. He took them to Samaria, the capital city where the army was stationed. And when he walks in the city with the blind army behind him, the king of Israel came down and said, do I kill him? Do I kill him? What do I do? What do I do? Elisha said, no, you don't kill prisoners of war. Feed them. So they fed him. They gave him a big feast and they sent him home. The enemy king didn't bother trying to conquer Israel anymore after that. He gave up. So I like the stories of Elisha. They're fun stories. And God did some interesting things through Elisha. And he does interesting things in our lives too. He's a neat God to serve. Let's sing our song. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the mothers and the fathers in his hands. He's got the mothers and the fathers in his hands. He's got the mothers and the fathers